have any in mind? We have many here.
No, this is my first computer and I don't really know what they do. So.
Okay, well, looks like you need some help. Good thing I made this presentation this morning about how a computer works.
Wow, how convenient. Ooh. So what does this hard drive do?
What a hard drive does is it stores all of your saves, files, downloads, and any applications that you keep inside of your computer. The bigger your hard drive is, the more space you can have. Here's a hard drive I have. Here's a hard drive I have in my phone.
Wow, so the bigger your hard drive, the more saves you can have. So you really want like a big hard drive, right?
Yep.
Okay. Power control, does that like control the power going through your computer?
Exactly. There's two types of power control. One is called the power supply. What the power supply does is it distributes power through your computer.
No, why is this important?
It's important because if you didn't have the power supply, your computer would burn. Let's say that the wall outlet that you plug your computer into has 20 amps of power, but your computer only needs 2 amps of power. What the power supply would do is it would take in all 20 amps, give the 2 amps that the computer needs, and give it to any components that need it, and then keep the 18 for later.
Okay, so you would want a computer with an accurate power supply so it would last?
Another example of the power control are the capacitors. The capacitors are just like the power supply in that they store power and then distribute it in small spaces of the motherboard.
That's groovy.
Now onto the most vital component, the motherboard.
Hey, I've heard of that. That's a big green board with all the computer thingamajiggies on it, right?
That's a way to put it, but let's go more in depth.
Okay. So there's the processor, graphics, and network.
Yep, let's go into graphics first.
There's 2 types of graphics?
Yeah, discrete and integrated. The discrete cards you can see are pointing to the 2 cards, and if you know what discrete means, it means focused on one thing. And this one thing can be graphics, network, or sound. You can see the 2 cards have their own processor called the GPU, which makes it a lot more powerful than the graphics, network, or sound. Integrated isn't as powerful. It's all combined into the motherboard. It's all collaged, and it's not focused on one thing. And it's just overall not as powerful as discrete.
So if you wanted better sound, graphics, or internet, you would want discrete cards versus integrated?
Now onto the NIC.
What does that stand for, Nick?
Network interface card. The network interface card controls the internet in your computer, wired or wireless. If you have wired, you would see this plug called the Ethernet cable plugged into the port there. If you have wireless, there wouldn't be a port. But if you have wired, it's a lot faster, but wired is often less used.
Okay.
And then now to the processor. Processor, you can think of it like the brain of a computer. It controls all of the functions that are going on. You can see in the picture, there's 4 types of processors, all made by Intel. Intel is a very popular processor company. And the processors there are the Pentium and the Core processors. Have you ever heard of those?
Yeah, my sister's laptop has a sticker on it that says Core i7. I thought that was the style of the computer, but now I know that that's the processor that the computer runs on.
Yeah. And do you know that there are millions of wires inside the processor?
No, that's impossible.
Yeah, there are millions of wires. And with all of these compacted into one small spot, it creates a lot of heat.
Wouldn't that burn the computer?
It would, but since all processors usually have a fan, just like this one, it cools down the processor a lot. Have you ever heard of that loud buzzing noise coming from your computer?
Yeah, my sister's laptop does that all the time. I thought it was because it was dying, but now I know that it's the processor working too hard, so it has to be cool.
Yeah, the more applications you have running, the harder the fan has to work. But other computers, like high-tech computers such as gaming ones or scientific computers, have water-cooled processors and motherboards, where there's freezing cold water inside the tubes that are just passing through the motherboard and the processor is cooled down. But other processors, such as the one in the picture, or this one, have aluminum plates over them that just absorb all of the heat coming from them.
Ooh, a video.
This will teach you where all the components are inside the motherboard.
Okay, that's good. Thank you. Wow, look at this.
What's this wall?
I don't know.
Gosh.
UL LT31664. Is that like RAM?
I'm pretty sure it is. I think you're right.
RAM. Did you see that?
No. Let's try to take this out, see if it is true. Oh yeah, this is RAM. These black things, they just store things that you keep in your computer.
How interesting. What's this?
I'm not sure. Let's open it up. Oh, I think I know what this is. This. Did you see that?
No.
Oh, well, I think this is a processor socket. It just pulls the processor in. All these pegs, they just keep it in place so it doesn't move. And each peg controls one thing in your computer.
Huh. What are these?
I'm pretty sure these are capacitors. These black things, they just distribute power throughout the motherboard.
No, what's this?
I'm not sure what these are actually.
Discrete card slots?
Oh, did you see that?
No.
Oh, this guy on the motorcycle said these were discrete card slots. So these are probably just slots where you can keep your discrete cards for sound and graphics and the internet.
How interesting. Let's go. What are these, ports?
Yeah, these are ports. They hook up like your monitor to your computer or your keyboard or your mouse and earphones. These are for your flash drives. And this is for your Ethernet so you can have internet.
That guy is so annoying. Dun 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 dun. That was cool.
Why did they make that video?
And this is where I got all my work.
I can't make animation.
Do you want to learn more about discrete cards?
Not really, but I'll try and pay attention.
Okay, well, do you remember what discrete means?
Yeah, didn't that mean one thing?
Yeah, one thing focused inside of your computer.
Like sound, graphics, and internet?
Exactly, sound, graphics, and internet.
So what about it?
Well, this is where a discrete card would go in this slot.
Okay. What would it look like if the discrete card was already placed in the slot?
If it was already placed, this is a gaming computer that I have, and it has really good sound and graphics. You can see here that these are discrete cards hooked up into the motherboard down here. And this is a discrete graphics card, you can tell because it has a processor. And then this is a discrete sound card, which is a lot bigger. And both of these are a lot better than the integrated sound and graphics that you can see back here.
Okay, it almost looks as though it's tinier motherboards that branch off the main motherboard.
Yeah, in fact, for that reason, some discrete cards are called daughter boards.
Huh, I've learned so much about computers today.
Yeah, you're really smart. You should work here with us at Best Buy.
Yeah, I've learned about the hard drive and how it stores saved files, and the power supply and how it distributes the needed power throughout the computer, and capacitors and how they distribute power throughout the motherboard, and discrete cards and how they make sound, graphics, and audio better, and internet, and the processor, which is like the brain in which it controls the computer and makes it function correctly.
Yeah, it's amazing how much you can learn in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Thank you.